To Wook Plus. I'm Weekend Wook, joined once again with Kev, the Great Went, and T. Man, this was probably no, not even probably. This was the best fucking Mexico run
Oh,
to date
definitely.
by
Definitely.
far, and I'm glad they kind of stuck the landing here. I don't know that this was the best night. Actually, I don't think it was, but this was a very very solid way to end a very solid run, and man, I'm really excited about this year. I mean, we're what 4 shows into 24, and we already have like
Wow.
3 or 4 monster jams and a handful of other crazy good jams. What are you guys thinking? Fun run? Enjoy yourselves?
So close. We were so close to an all 3.0, 4.0 set for the second set. I wish they would just go there and do it already.
Holy shit. That you came on in the green room. You're like, man, I don't know about these fish guys. Kind of wish they didn't play twist and possum. I'm like, what kind of take is that? That's a messed up take. No, I mean, that's cool. I don't mind. I actually think twist was very, very necessary and needed when it
Best
came in.
best twist in a while.
It was solid. Very
Like there was a
solid.
lot of best things in this run, which is or really good things in this run that you can take away from and easily. I mean, I text you guys in this like my favorite Mexico run, the best Mexico run, kind of
Yeah.
sold me on wanting to go. I think this combined with the New Year set being there is kind of like what's left. Like, what do I want to do now? Oh, I'd love to go down to Mexico now after this year and see like it's not that they take it seriously. It's more like they took the vacation elements and those, how we always say, oh, it's like a Mexico set list. They took that and infused this
Great jamming.
new energy into it, though, like this different thing into it, and took it to that next level. Well, so now you aren't just like, oh, it's those vacation shows. It's like actual, I don't say legitimized it, but it took it to a new level, I think, on this run. So
I agree. Jason, it depends if you consider possum.
yeah,
It's like it's Gamehenge adjacent. So
It's on the thesis. It's a
oh,
fucking
I
Gamehenge song.
know. Oh, okay. Oh shit.
It's set in stone. There's nothing he can do. He can't go back and redo his thesis. And he stuck Possum in there, and Jeff Holdsworth is getting pennies on the dollar every time they play it.
I was thinking about that. Do they get royalties? Like he gets a writing royalty?
He's the writing credit. He's the sole writing credit on it.
Yeah, I didn't know if like at some point they were just like, hey man, we'll give you like $10,000, sign over the rights type of thing, and that way they don't have to constantly pay him.
No.
It's interesting how that works. All right, let's get into this. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
We know what we're doing. We've been doing this every night.
Huge first set. Huge first set.
This was not a first set though. Like this did not feel like a first set at all. Right off the bat was simple. I mean, I don't know statistically how often, but that's a pretty rare way to start a show, right? Right into a simple with a big jam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a solid jam too.
Solid jam, like right off the bat. At 18 minutes, there was no slouch either. It wasn't really that warm up that you kind of get sometimes, in that you get. This was like full blown happy. Didn't blissy as far as sort of just that happy vibe, that energy vibe. I think it kind of
never full bliss.
Never full bliss. And I think we talked about this at the halftime show. Was it's that energy at the sunset, right? Like it's not nighttime yet. It's still kind of light out. Trey made a comment about being able to see you guys. Like it's cool to see your faces and dancing in the sand. So there's a different energy out there. So you can't really get evil. You can't really get too dark with some of the songs. He even mentioned like, well, we're saving the howling for second set. So there's a mindset, I think, in there of what you can play and what kind of jams you want to play while it's that sun setting. So I think there's a really fantastic start to that energy and that feeling of that, and just lasted throughout the set. I mean, when you're opening with an 18-minute and you're getting a 20-minute gin in there, like it doesn't feel like a first set at all. This almost feels like the second set to night one's show, right? Like it almost feels like
something, right?
The back end of that.
Right, going from simple to sanity. Perfect. Another one of those we totally nailed it transitions. I was and I guess the talk was we don't write a set list.
This is what happens when there's no set, and you could tell they kind of fell into it. Like the jam ended up in the sanity tempo and the sanity chord structure, and they're like, all right, I guess we're playing sanity, which was a really funny twist to it. I felt like this opening, these first 3 songs, was what you get after really laying it down for a couple of nights, and like they kind of earned that like relaxed feel and just going out there without any expectations and having the kind of fun that you can only have at the end of a run, right? Like I don't think this works at the start of a run. There's like at least not the beginning of a show, right? Like this is the result of being fully locked in and relaxed for 3+ days.
Yeah, and I love that Trey, acknowledged that they did the best chalk dust ever the night before.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said when they did the reprise.
Yeah, I don't think he said it was the best
He
dust
doesn't say it was
ever.
the best ever. He said another, I think what was the lyric? Like another 40-minute chalk dust or 39-minute chalk dust or whatever he's saying. And like,
No,
but
but,
see, that's what was
by
cool.
doing the song, the reprise, he was saying, yes, this is the champion.
Is that
or
what he's saying?
another one? I think
I think
he's
he was
putting
more,
it in the same class,
or just having those fish moments of complete hysterical jokery and fun, and fell into this song and was like, you know what we can play on is kind of what happened last night, and let's do the reprise right here because fuck it, like why not?
What chalk dust is better? Are you going to say Randall's? You going to say Baker's?
I'm not going to have that argument with you right now.
But I will tell you this: I did listen to it 3 times today. One to like kind of edit it and cut it up, and then another 2 times just listening to it. And there's so much in there. Like there is so much going on in there, and it is so good. Like you could, I mean, it's one of those that's gonna. So I highly recommend giving it a few rounds and see where you're at with it. I'm not going to claim where it is, but it's definitely inside a high.
It might be the jam of the career.
It's so good that on night 4 we're talking about it, even though it happened on night 3.
The jam of the career. Well, that's because they reprised it. Like you have to bring back the original if you're going to talk the reprise because it was so good. That's why they reprised it.
Yeah, well, I think they were not immune to the energy and the feedback. I think the buzz around it. Obviously, they had a buzz too coming off of it, but I think just the buzz in on social media and I'm sure in the what do you call
Mike
that?
was checking Twitter. Mike was looking. Mike was like, "Oh, people loving the chalk dust."
Yeah, man. I mean, it's
Fred,
funny.
Did you see Twitter today?
There was a big buzz about the wave of hope, and then Chuck just drowned it all out. Anyway, more banter there, talking about the vault, which I thought was funny, kind of like a nod to like the Disney vault or like the fish vault. I thought that was pretty funny. And then the full moon talk, which is cool because it was weird. They're like, we don't write a set list, but then he's talking about how they're going to play Wolfman's for full moon and they're going to save the Howling. So it's like they kind of know what they're going to do. But maybe not fully written out. The Wolfman's was no slouch though. I mean, it's cool just like the novelty of it with the moon, but the actual playing was fucking great, and I really like this jam.
The jam.
It was a little.
Go ahead, Kev. I know what you're gonna say. Go ahead.
It was a little one note. It was the same thing through the whole thing. Very 97. Very. This is Wolfman's as you remember it best.
But that one note, to me, especially towards that end, those last 4 minutes, was an Allman Brothers jam. Like it sounded so Allman Brothers. I loved it. It just, again, it had that positive sunset energy, that vibe, that driving, just yes, like it was just awesome. It was just so much fun. Like it was great. I love that kind of jam. It was perfect for the moment and where it was and the time of the set. And 15 minutes, an 18, a 15, and a 20.
They fell into the Allman Brothers thing with Wolfman's, and the other night the Eyes in the World, and everything's right. Similar. And I really like them doing that full Trey step back kind of thing. I mean, even when it's type 2, Trey is in my mind the prominent thing. It's the guitar.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, there are definitely riff-led jams, but their best jams, especially this run, have been built from the bottom up and built on grooves. I think, I don't know. But that one was in particular, and I think it worked because that's a big influence for them, right? Like, Trey's a huge Almonds fan and has talked about it publicly, and it's cool when you see their influences on their sleeve a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
Mercy was...
They should have had Mercy.
Mercy was Mercy. We don't need to really. Yeah.
How about that Rift?
I thought Rift was fucking spectacular. Nice and clean, well executed, in and out. Just fucking hit it. Very cool. Love getting Rift.
It was a beautiful one. It was very nice. Anytime, I know some people are questionable about it because it's a short song and it's in and of itself, and it is what it is. But when they execute it like they did tonight, it just, for me, it's a very pivotal point in my life. I was in my early 20s. The first time I heard it, I was breaking up with my girlfriend at the time, and we were in the car
Ooh.
driving, and they were playing it, and I was like, you are going to be betrayed in like 10 minutes.
Oh man.
Jeez, Kev. Jeez.
Just letting it all out.
That was both a nostalgic and a little dark memory there, Kev. Jeez. But yes, riffs. 6 minutes of like just ripping, rift. Like I love it. And when they nail it, it reminds you of back when they used to crush it all the time, right? And just
Back
like
when I was
destroy it.
breaking up with Jessica.
Back when you're yeah, exactly.
Oh, now we're getting names. God damn, Kev. I mean, it was such a consistent song for so long, and then for a couple of years, it was getting really sloppy, and it was actually it was weird because they were still playing well with other songs, but this and Gaiudi were two songs, and it's nice, right? They just were constantly flub up, and it's nice to hear them like rehearse and back in their fingers and just executing it well. I think it's maybe a little bit underrated, honestly, which is weird to say about Riff, but this, I think, is one of their top, 4 or 5 compositions, in my opinion. Not songs, right? Not because it's not a jam vehicle, and there's everything else that goes in. But from a strict composition, I think this is definitely up there. So big fan of it. Let's talk about this Gin Jam, because this Gin Jam came out of nowhere, and I was fucking like, holy shit, they're gonna do it right now, right? Because you were wondering if you're gonna get a monster jam for a third night in a row.
I thought it was done early. They went back to the theme like 7-8 minutes in, and I was like, wow, it's going to be a short one. And then they're like, no, Kev. We're going to go another 30 minutes.
The slow, patient build to it, and just that really enjoying that, stretching it out into that jam, like really, especially. And it didn't even close the first set, which was cool too. Like the other night, how the Axel was like the weird tonage and just kind of the walk off. With that, you kind of assume maybe Jen would get that treatment too, because it kind of felt like the ender. But to slam another song in there after that sweet jam was like, yeah, all right.
And that was the move. It was a good. I thought they were going to do that too. When you listen to it and you're looking at the clock, you're like, oh, they're going to wrap the set up with this Jen and do this like forced big ending. Which, I mean, it had kind of a big ending to it, but I'm glad they came in with Cavern. I think that was the right move for sure. Cool. Cavern's a great fucking close.
Never a wrong time for Cavern. It's one of my top songs. They could play that every night, and I'd be like, cool.
And a great spot for it. A great spot in the closing spot. Like, it works again, like we just said, after that Gen too. Like you kind of wanted something else, and it was the perfect something else to put after that. And yeah, just a 20-minute wonderful jam to almost close a set. I mean, what a great first set.
I was thinking about this too, Darkstar. PHiSH today, more than a lot recently, has really been trying to call the shots. It felt like at the end of Ruby Waves, he brought it back. I thought he brought this one in too. There were a couple times where he was taking a lead with the jams and forcing it, which good for him. I mean, I think somebody maybe needed to. Although I was kind of admiring the last couple nights how it felt like nobody really had to, because the whole band was just so in the same step. Tonight there was a little bit more follow the leader. But again, I don't think it suffered that much from it. It was just a little bit compared to those nights.
That's your answer.
That's it. All right. Real quick, tomorrow morning. It feels. I didn't realize how soon it was.
In a few hours.
Yeah. Tomorrow morning, we're gonna do a very in-depth, comprehensive look at all of Mexico at 10 a.m. Eastern.
The entire country of Mexico.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about
immigration policy, trade policy, climate. It's going to be amazing.
From the northern to the southern part of Mexico, we're covering it all.
Yeah, I'm going to inject caffeine directly into my veins so I can re-listen to the Wave of Hope and the Chalk Dust and everything else. Take extensive notes and hopefully not crash by the time
someone said they released them on YouTube.
I saw that, which is good.
Chalk Dust is on YouTube.
Yeah.
And the Wave of Hope.
They have to. You can't not do that to the people.
Which is even more though how great they are. Like, look, they put these epic songs of theirs for free on YouTube after that. Like, here you go, check this out.
Well, not as cool as Spafford, who does all their shows on YouTube for free.
Oh,
But that's
wow.
another story.
Yeah, but that's when you're like a tier 3 band. You can do that.
Oh,
you're like,
stop! I love me some Spafford.
You guys
that's
are...
fine. I'm just telling you where you're at in the hierarchy. You can do that. Like when you're at the bottom at like Tabor's Choice, you have some schlup videotaping you and throwing their shit on YouTube for you.
You're on Wook Plus.
Right. When you're PHiSH, you're like, oh, here, we'll throw you a bone of like this one song of greatness that you can like check out.
All right, second set.
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah. Okay.
Nice. I mean the 1-2
You have to
slots,
take us off because of your jersey, your kit.
the 1-2 slots, all 3 of the 2 set nights were fantastic, and 5 of the 6 songs in the 1-2 slots were 3.0, 4.0 songs.
Oh, that's not what I thought you were going to talk about, but that's an interesting statistic.
He was chomping to get that out though. That was one of those Kev can't wait to get into this thing and like I'm taking the conversation this way.
Do you ever watch Christmas Story, right, with the boy like writing the essay about like the BB gun? That's what I figure Kev is like when he's writing his notes for the after show. He's like, "Oh, that's a good one. Oh, shit. I get an A on this."
I thought he was going to comment on his fantastic threads he's got on there that kicked off the first song of the set.
Yeah, I went and changed. If you were here watching, if you were a member and you were watching the halftime hang, I got up and changed my shirt because I had the feeling.
Yeah, but you're not calling it. He told us that they're going to play Howling.
Ruby Waves is only 1 minute.
That was, oh my God. All right. Kev, penalty box. T and I are going to talk about this set.
The Howling is such a monster and such a fun thing, and it's replacing, I guess, like what an Antelope or something does in a set. It's just,
I don't know if it replaces that necessarily. It's more of that kind of almost an in-betweener, or like tonight it was a Catapult song, right? Like it was a launching pad. It opened the set, which was a great spot for it. And as Tim said, like,
what it replaced was all those like Martian Monster or
right,
like Faceplant into Rock, like Cosmos Vox. Like it's the new,
yeah,
you know, it can jam, it can launch. I mean, it's a very versatile new song, but like I think that's hitting that spot that like Martian Monster used to hit, or you know, Cloud, Turtle in the Clouds, or any of those type of songs.
Yeah. Agreed.
No Man's was a pretty solid jam, and I felt like they really were going for it coming out of, you know, right in off the launch pad. But then it wasn't landing right. And I was worried almost for a minute that they were going to try to like force it just because they had like this thought in their head of like, oh, we've had all these monster jams and things have been clicking, you know, that they were going to like try to really push this No Man's further than it needed to go. And I was kind of relieved because they started doing that start stop, you know, and I was like, that's when they're like running out of ideas and you're like, oh, we're in like stale jam territory. Like this doesn't taste really good. And then they were like, no, fuck it, we're gonna go into something else. And I was like, good for you. Like you don't need to, you know, force it.
Part of that, Tim, was the fact that it neither went blissful or evil. It just kind of sat in the middle. Like it didn't go in that, like we were talking about earlier, that these days it really feels like they've opened up these pathways now to take these different directions, or even take them in those different directions in the same song and mix it up in the same song and do that, as we've seen over this run. But tonight, that song was the first one that really kind of landed in that middle zone and didn't really know where to go. I don't think, like, it didn't go either way.
So it was a little meh.
Yeah, it just kind of was like there, and it sat instead of like having that beginning bliss like some of them did and then falling into evil or having that evil tone over it. It just kind of sat. And I think, to your point, it was good to get out of that into something else and then getting into like a jam vehicle like Ruby Waves to kind of,
which instantly hit. I thought that Ruby's jam, unlike the No Man's jam, was fresh and had some gusto to it and felt a lot better. It was more, you know, I was more content with it. It just worked more than the No Man's jam was going.
No Man's was very 97, 98 transition year kind of jam where they found a pocket and they just hung in it for a good 7-8 minutes and let it go to Ruby Waves. And I have zen. I had a moment of zen because when they started Ruby Waves, I went to the bathroom, and by the time I got back, they were pretty close to going into the jam. So I think that's the key. boom, Ruby Waves, let me hit the head, and then by the time I get back, will be because the jam was not a Bliss jam. Again,
It was good. It was a
they
very
veered
solid
away
jam.
from
I mean, and the song structure into the launch pad is very short. It's you know what the length is? It's enough time for me to moan, then realize what the song actually is, and then get excited for the jam. Because I always for all these like new songs, I know they're like, you know, it's not new anymore. It's like 8 years old or whatever. But like I know that it like I know it, but I don't right away. It doesn't hit like anything before whatever 2015, like I know instantly, right? Within like a note, you're like, oh, it's that. This is like, oh man, and then you're, oh wait, it's Ruby Waves. Oh fuck yeah! So that long, that like 30 seconds, and then it's fine. You're out of it and into into a great jam.
Yeah, and this one was fun because it fell into that golden age, right? Like,
Oh, dude, that Golden Age jam was fucking so tasty.
which
the Ruby Waves had more though. I feel like it had more to give, and Trey pulled
Well, I think
back.
that-
Clearly
when-
not. I mean, they tried and they were like, they tapped it out.
but I think that's where he was like, I could take this, let's change it up and get into a new song and get into a jam in that one. That's a different whatever feeling that he wanted to get into.
Is the sandwich going to be the theme of 24? We had the tube sandwich. We had a Ruby Wave sandwich. Do you think we're going to get a lot? Trey's going to start throwing endings, a song, and then throw the ending of the first song?
That was PHiSH that brought Ruby Waves back. If you listen to it, way before Trey started strumming it.
Sorry, the PHiSH stand.
Well, no, he fucking did. Like, what do you want me to say? That's what fucking happened. Jesus, Kev. And no, I don't think that's a unique 2024 thing. PHiSH has literally been doing that for 40 years.
No, but they haven't done it back-to-back nights. I think it's...
Yes, they did. They did it last year. All right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, I think, Kev, the more important question would be, will it lead to fest type, like a Tweezer Fest or like that Runaway Gym Fest like type show where you get that
Howling Fest?
a Howling Fest, like that kind of thing. Or I could totally see him doing that, right? Because he loves the howl. So you could just keep coming in and out of that 5 times in a second set one night this summer or something. So maybe it could lead to something like that. But yeah, to Tim's point, I mean, they've always put songs inside of songs. I mean, and wrap things up like that. So yeah, we'll see.
I mean, that's like the Tweezer and the Guy Forget and the Tweezer last year. I mean, like, I'm not going to argue with you, Kev, but like they literally did it like a dozen times in the last year.
Did they play Guy Forget? Was Guy Forget 15?
I knew he was going to say that. You had to bring that one up because you knew you had to do it.
Kev's been so well behaved all week, and now he's just trying to fucking start some arguments.
My ex-wife showed up with a bottle of vodka. What do you want?
Oh, I can tell. God damn it. I knew there was something off with your takes. They're extra bad tonight.
That's why we had the vodka conversation at halftime for 15 minutes.
All right. I got to say something. I am so glad that they played Ether Edge because I was worried. I literally was worried that everybody was going to think Wook Plus was a bunch of stans that never criticized the band and were positive on everything. And now I can confidently tell you that this is a turd of a song and should never be played again. And I was very disappointed that they went into it.
Did you see From the Road Screwed Up? They called it
so
in Fly Away.
Yeah, and the Guy Forget Ghost guy that does it called it Pillow Jets. Nobody knew. They were like, oh, this is a fucking terrible song. One of those bad songs.
I am not anti-Ether Edge, but it was like such an afterthought at 4 minutes. Like, why even bother?
I'm going to say, I'm going to go to the total. I'm going to be a Tim here, and how Tim always likes to defend the things that I bitch about when it comes to their songs. I always call him a total PHiSH stan homer, and it's okay to criticize them here and there. So I'm proud of you for criticizing them, and I'm going to take your side and say, I don't mind this song. It kind of reminds, but it's also because it reminds me of Evolve. It's in the same exact zone.
I was thinking that's exactly why I don't like it.
Exactly. And so I can see that. And I totally understand. Like, if you like Evolve, I think you like the song. If you hate Evolve, you definitely are not a fan of this song, or I think you're more likely to not like this song.
You're just canceling the whole thing that he's done in the past 2 years, 3 years. You're like,
to me, I'm just going to say this again, the same thing with Evolve. It makes me smile. The jam is happy. It makes me feel happy, which is what I love about PHiSH, the happy jams, the happy vibes. And another thing to me personally, and I know we talked about this the other night with Benji about the Dead influence songs, but to me, this song sounds so deadish, Kev. Like, it almost sounds like a Jerry guitar riff going on in there. Like I could totally see Jerry ripping this guitar
No.
sound in this song, and it kind of has those lyrics. Like it just kind of reminds me of a Dead song, and it may be a touch
The
of
word
grayish.
ether
Dead
would
song.
the word ether would not come out of Jerry's mouth.
It
I'm
may,
gonna
Unless
tell
the
you.
styrofoam came out of
it
it.
may have a touch of gray side to it. Is that kind of Dead
Oh,
song?
No, I'm
or
gonna
it may
tell
have
you what
more
it
of
is.
another
See,
side to it inside of it. But I'm just telling you, that's how I feel about it. And
I'm gonna tell you what it is, and you're not gonna get it tonight. And I don't expect this, so you don't have to react. But next time you listen to
Fine.
it, you're gonna be like, "Oh, Wook's on to something." It's PHiSH's fucking La Bamba. It's just La Bamba with fucking fishy lyrics and a kind of a shitty jam. That's all it is.
well, it
There's
is.
no
It's
jam.
easy,
It was 4 minutes.
but
Well,
it's
no,
super
but like
simple.
they just
Right.
fishified La Bamba.
It's super simple and easy, and I think that guitar riff just has that ease to it over it. So it's just, I don't know. To me, I don't have a problem with it. Like there's way worse PHiSH songs
We're
for
doing
me.
that thing
I
where we
complain about.
dedicate most of the after show to the worst song.
To the
of the-
shortest
And
song,
wait,
right?
I'm gonna say this too because Jason just brought this up right here because this is a great point. I also noticed this too. At the end, it's like "Roll Away the Dew," like the "All Rolls Away" reminded me so much of that. It just had total Dead overtones to it. And I was like, maybe that's why I like this song because it just has that in the back of my head that's where I go to. So, okay,
Well, I'm glad
moving
that
on.
we don't always agree. I'll have to give it another shot and see if I can
But you
approach
keep
it with
La
a
Bamba.
positive.
You keep La Bamba in the back of your head.
Well, it is. I mean, once you hear that, you can't unhear it.
For sure.
Yeah.
sure.
Next
Anyway.
time I hear it, I'll think of it.
Yeah, I
Twist
know,
might
and
be
you're
my
like,
favorite
"Fucking
thing of
cool."
the whole set. I think Twist might be my favorite thing from the whole second set because it was the best Twist I feel like in a few years, maybe even longer. It had an interesting jam in it. They let it breathe. They let it, become something, and it was contained. They finished it. It wasn't left open into something else.
Yeah, I agree.
was-
I mean, I don't know. I can't think of the last twist, you know, but I think this was really great, and I think it was really needed. It was almost like after the really strong start to the set, they played the shit Ether Edge, and then they needed something to bring it back. And I was like, oh, thank God they dropped in the twist. It's like old
Well,
reliable.
five new songs, 5 3.0 or later songs, including the covers. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, but also with songs with very good batting averages that are well established. Like you're saying new songs, but at this point, No Man's is, a go-to. What Ruby Waves is, Golden Age. So like I felt like it was a very safe set, but still really well executed.
Let me
But
ask
yeah, I
you this
agree. That
about
twist was sick.
that jam and twist, Kev. It kind of again reminded me. It didn't really again go too evil or too blissy or too happy. It kind of had a bluesy, dirty jam to it,
Yeah.
and it kind of reminded me of some of Dead and Co. over the summer where we would talk about those dirty jams that they would get into in the bluesy songs.
Yep.
This was kind of PHiSH's version of that. It felt like to me, and it was the first time we kind of heard that this time. Whereas No Man's kind of towed the line, couldn't figure out where it went. This knew it wanted to toe the line in that bluesy
Right.
zone of things, and it was really cool. It was a really great version of it and a proper placement for it, and it was just a really cool 11 minutes of that song. So
Under
yeah.
the influence of Muddy Waters.
Yeah, Muddy Beach.
Oh man.
Life Beyond
we
the
do-
Dream.
can we do
things
this
worked
like we-
well.
Can we do this like we did to Mercy?
Mercy? No, I don't know, man. I think this late in the night after everything we got in the first set and the beginning of the second set and the last few days, I don't know. I was feeling it. This is not a song that I'm usually super high on, even though T will claim I'm high on everything, but I kind of was feeling it. I thought, and maybe the twist set me in the right mood, but I was like, all right. You know what it was? And like this is such like a shitty thought up, but it's like they earned the Life Beyond the Dream. There's like after everything they gave us, like, all right, fine, just do it. It's awesome. Whatever.
It was
get
house
out.
money, as T likes
Right.
to
Yeah,
say.
exactly. They're playing with house money. There was no disappointing at that point.
Tim, I
Was Possum
appreciate
really only 4 minutes?
I appreciate your positivity though, man. That's what because it makes me look at things when I am like, I hate that song with you. You're like, no way, man, you gotta vote. I'm like, okay, I'll listen. Let me look at it this way. I'm like, okay, he has a point. Like I see.
I know. Now
where
you're
that
doing that
comes
for
from.
me. We're like back and
Right, I
forth.
know. And now it feels weird to be on the other side of that role. Like we've role reversed here. It's funny, but I'll agree with you on that. That I thought this was you knew you were going to get this. I'm glad we got this over Drift, Kev, because that was lingering out there too, and it easily could have gone that way. I appreciated this more. It kind of fit the mood and the tone of the beach again and that kind of thing. And it has that fairy tale story to me, kind of like a Caspian. Like, it's just fun. It's almost like their Disney song, Tim, right? Like, it almost has that like dream big, like you're moving on, like that aspirational, song to it. So it's not always great. It's not always where you want to, what you want to hear, but I thought tonight it was fine where it was.
It's the final number in Trey's Broadway musical, right? Like,
No,
it's
it's
like
not
when the whole cast
the
comes out,
Broadway
like,
musical is called Gamehenge.
no, it's not.
No, it's in the Trey cinematic universe. It's like his
right. This
big,
is like the big
ending song.
overture, right?
And it does have a really nice build in it, right? Like, it does have that peak build and that epic release in it, which for a really slow song is kind of, it has that beautiful moment. So it's
After,
Yeah, I
I
think
was
it's solid.
spoiled when he played with Tedeschi Trucks at
Mhm.
Lock-In, and they did it and Susan sang it. And I was like, that's Susan's song. That's
totally.
no longer your
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's hard to
That's
argue
fair.
with.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it is her song.
She
You know what?
made
Fuck
the
it.
lyric
They shouldn't have
believable.
played it.
Maybe part of it is I don't believe Trey when he sings those kind
Yeah,
of
but
songs.
again, that's you. That's your interpretation.
Well, that's what we're here to do, is
Talk about our
what the fuck
interpretation
do you
of it.
want from me?
I don't know, but like, I mean, you're always talking about the emotional response. All right, it's fine. No, that's good. You're right. That's what we're here to do.
Possum 4 minutes? Was Possum really only
Oh, no,
4 minutes?
shit.
I don't believe that.
I fucking accidentally put
Oh no, you put Brian in timeout.
How do I undo that?
Oh no, dude.
Wait, I can't. Fuck.
You
How do
got to
you
go into
undo?
Wook Plus on
Command
YouTube
Z,
and undo
Command
it.
Z.
I didn't mean to do that. I meant to highlight him. I'm sorry, Brian.
Oh
Fuck.
no, Brian, no.
Did you fix it? Did you fix it?
I don't know. Oh wait, it's 300 seconds. How long? That's like 5 minutes. It's fine.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry, Brian. I'm
He's
sorry.
gonna be
I didn't mean
banned.
to
He's
do
gonna be
that.
banned.
It
longer
says
than,
he was banned. Why? I can't believe he did that.
he's
Oh
gonna
my
be banned
God.
longer than this possum was played. So it's it's okay. It's okay.
Who put you in charge?
Oh no! I accidentally.
Asshat.
Oh god. All right.
I hope he comes back. He's like pissed now. He's like, fuck those guys.
I know. He's like, what the fuck? Stupid Wooks.
We're just gonna sit here and count to 300 because it's the last night.
Oh
Man, that was fucked up, Kev. Why did you kick Brian out?
No. We can
Why
roll
did
the
you do
tape back.
that?
We can roll the tape back.
How did you even do that? How did I don't even? Where's the band button at next to the show button? How did you even? Do
I
that?
don't know. The 3 buttons, the 3 dot. Well, no, I don't want to accidentally put somebody else in timeout.
Yeah, right. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What
What a fucking amateur night.
I blame Amanda.
I blame Llama.
I blame Llama. Where's Llama?
Unbelievable.
Unreal. All right, so more to kick off this encore. And I know, Cav, you were left a little left wanting, I think, to start this encore, kind of the end of the second set with that slow ish possum. I mean, the possum rip, but it was only 4 minutes. And then the more of 5 minutes to start the encore was a little bit, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
But it definitely turned a corner when they dropped into 2001, which I think was only third or fourth time I think they've played it in the encore spot. So, and you knew you were getting another one after that because it wasn't going to be the final. So it was kind of cool to know that there was going to be a threesome coming.
A threesome.
I kind of felt the way you were feeling, T, when you were like, it's house money, so they want to do more. Like, that's fine. But after everything we got this weekend, it would be a shame, I think, to end this run on that note. So while I'm not upset, and like I get the people that love it, and like, and we've talked about this too, like in person, it works a lot better than through Couch Tour. I am glad that they gave us the 2001 Enslaved to close out the run because I think it was more fitting and appropriate for the gravitas of the whole run and the whole experience.
Yeah, For sure.
I'm just waiting for Brian to come back, but I feel like he's not going to say something even when he is able to come back. I don't even have a count though.
Dude, I don't even see where we can. I don't even see where we can let him back in. That's messed up about you, man.
No, I can't believe you did that, Kev. Jesus. It's fucked up, man. Stop clicking
dude.
around.
I love Brian. I love
This
Brian.
is
and you
true.
Just
I
totally
think
screwed him.
it was a great first for Brian. Dude, the chat.
You have to figure out how to go in and unblock someone.
Dude, it's all right, Kev. Take a deep breath. Listen to me. It's not blocked. It's a timeout. It's gonna naturally expire on its own.
Wait, does that happen with everybody that you do that to?
Yeah, I could do it.
No, whenever we ban people, I thought they were gone for good. I didn't realize they.
Well, you can ban him,
back.
but he was not banned. He was put in timeout. Jesus
I see.
Christ.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what you
But
did,
it
how
feels
you
like
fucked
it's
this
been
up.
300 seconds. It feels like 300 seconds.
Oh yeah, you know what 300 feels like.
He's got his second timer going.
Brian, if you're there, let us know you're alive. We're worried about you, man. Kev, come on, man.
Wooks for Brian.
Oh man, that's fucked up. You did that, man. It's just.
I can't believe you did that, Kev. It's out of control.
No, you're not selling it. You aren't going to trump me and fucking put this one me.
Oh, don't go there. All right.
Guy look just like me. Vodka does fix everything. 2001 again was very one note. I felt like it was the 97-98 thing that they hit.
I was like, should we keep talking about it or should we close? And Kev's like, I want to get one more bad take in before we're done with these after shows. I just got to really double down and give everybody my terrible take. What are you talking about, dude? It's a fucking dance party. It is, first of all, it's several notes in a very awesome, famous progression, but it's also just a fucking excellent dance party. It got everybody moving and really just brought an energy onto the beach. Yay, Brian's back.
Welcome back, man.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Thank God. We were
fucking
really worried about
I'm so sorry, Kev. It was the vodka. It wasn't. He didn't mean to.
The chat really had your back too. Like people were really worried. It was legitimately a coming together moment. I'm glad to see that
I'm glad that happened. I mean, I'm not glad that happened, but
I'm just glad to see in times of crisis we really all bonded together. Like that's good to know in case there's a real tragedy we need to rely on each other for. That was good.
So like he's like consistent. He's like you know, he holds down Chad, and it felt weird without him. Yeah, so Kev, I think that was a rough take, but you're entitled to it. I for one think it was a great jam, and I'm glad
it was great. It was great. I'm just saying it didn't, 2001 never does anything but space funk dance party. And
well,
it's just
okay, but that's fine. That's a lot. That's pretty fucking good. Like,
and I think isn't that what you want at the end of your Mexico trip, like on the Encore after this run? I think the little dance party is a great way to go out, and and then you're gonna get a slave after that anyway. But that dance party, 12 minutes too. It's a decent.
It's
decent
huge.
chunk.
It's a huge one, yeah.
Right? Like
that
usually
longer than normal tonight.
Yeah, and it had a good, nice little jam in it. So I think a 12-minute 2001 in there was a great little dance party.
Yeah, and Slave was beautiful. I think
it
had a little extra emotion to it. Mike was leaning into it, sounded great.
Mike had a great bass solo in it.
Yeah,
Trey totally laid back.
Gave him some room to breathe on it.
Got those 5 strings in.
Yeah, I think he's finally starting the extra 2 inches. He's figuring out how to work it now.
It's tough when you get an extra 2 inches. You spend your whole life
out of nowhere when you're used to a certain length, and then all of a sudden you got 2 more inches.
All of a sudden you got 2 extra inches.
Right? It takes a few days to work that out.
Right? That's what I'm talking about. That's all it does is space funk dance party. Damn. All right, listen.
That's it.
Great show, great run. We have like 6 or 7 weeks until the Sphere, but worry not. Wook Plus has all sorts of great content planned for you. So if you're not yet, now would be a great time to subscribe to the channel and like this video. If you're watching this later, let us know in the comments what you thought about tonight's show and about the run. And most importantly, come hang out with us tomorrow morning. We're gonna have some coffee and get a little bit deeper into, you know, the whole run.
Hang out with hang
Kev
out
may or
with-
may not be there. I have a feeling he's going to be a little hungover, but if he is, we're all going to give him shit for it.
I'm thinking next Tuesday people want to check it out if they like the Grateful Dead in the Wook Club, because we have 22770, some Pigpen, and then Wednesday night we'll probably be talking more Mexico and live.
Yes. All
Yep.
right.
Great run, guys. That was a lot of fun. Thanks to the chat for holding it down. That was awesome. See you.
Team
See you at
chat's
the
been
Sphere
amazing.
for the after shows at the Sphere.
All right.
Woohoo!
Later, guys. See you next time.
Adios, amigos. Stay well, muchachos.